For the Zips Digital Network, Chad Welker here with first-year head coach of the women's lacrosse team, Christy Mitchell. And Coach, you've been on the job for a little bit over 7 months. Briefly tell me how it's been.
Yeah, it's been great. I think in the beginning, if any of you watched any of those early interviews, I compared it to a marathon, and I said that we were starting a full marathon in a sprint, but we found our pace pretty quickly, and it's been very exciting to see it all come together.
Now, I obviously had to get a big recruiting class that first year. You bring in 20-plus girls. Share with me a little bit about some of those ladies who will be here really within the next month.
Yeah, super excited. The countdown has begun. We've got girls from all over. We've got 8 states coming in, lots of experience coming in, a few transfers, which is pretty exciting, and lots of great Ohio athletes.
And then also briefly share with me about your coaching staff. I know you brought in a full-time assistant. You got a couple volunteers on your staff. Tell me a little bit about them and who they are and where they came from and what they're going to bring to the Zips women's lacrosse team.
Yeah, our coaching staff is pretty great. We've got Katie Seidel, who's got 5 years of experience. She was an Ohio Division III coach, helped take the school to some great achievements, and she's doing a great job recruiting, really connecting with girls, really excited planning, finally getting some bodies on campus. We've got Abby from St. Bonaventure, so she played some D1 and is fresh out of college, super excited, is an amazing coach, seems so much more mature than she, her age should let her be. Girls are really connecting with her as well. And then we've got a couple volunteer coaches as well. So
now, the last time that we tried to do this interview, I saw you talk to a couple of your student athletes, and you brought up a story that I found pretty interesting. You called it the pineapple story. Share with me that story that you're bringing to this team this year.
Yeah, I didn't mean for it to get as connected as it has, but now we're all loving it, and it's just going to be part of our story, because when I first started, I heard this story about early pioneers coming to the Americas, or they weren't then, way back in the 1600s, and they found pineapples. Seems normal because it's, pineapples are grown here, and they went back to Europe because there's no pineapples in Europe. So they loaded up the ships, took pineapples back to Europe, and people were paying $4,000 for a pineapple hundreds of years ago. So you can see that story 2 different ways. You could say, why would they waste their money on a pineapple? We go to the grocery store now and they're $1.99. Or you can see it as, wow, they didn't take for granted how beautiful a fruit a pineapple is. And I just share that story with my athletes because I love their eyes when they come on our facilities, when their excitement when they're meeting us for the first time, the thought of the experiences we're going to have, and I just look at them and I just say, I want this to be a pineapple moment. Like, I don't want you to forget how excited and how honored we are to be a Zip.
And then lastly, Coach, the fact that lacrosse is coming to the University of Akron for the first time, and especially with women's lacrosse being different from the men's game. Women's Lacrosse 101, what is today's lesson in the 101 game of women's lacrosse?
Yeah, the simplest lesson for people who don't fully understand the difference between men's and women's lacrosse is just look at the sticks. Let's start with the sticks alone. Girls don't have a pocket, guys have a huge pocket. So we need a lot of finesse, and we need to hold the ball in, and guys have a deep pocket there. So that's 101, the first, biggest difference between the sports.
Coach, appreciate the time as always, and look forward to talking to you in the fall. Folks, it's the first year of women's lacrosse here at the University of Akron. We hope that you get involved. Be sure to stay with GoZips.com for all the latest information on the women's lacrosse team. We'll talk to Coach Christy Mitchell over the course of the fall as they gear up for the inaugural season. For the Zips Digital Network, Chad Welker, have a great week, and as always, Go Zips.